There are incredible opportunities to leverage artificial intelligence in large industrial mining and energy applications. Daniel, Pix Force has got a comprehensive suite of products and services to help realize the benefits of doing enhanced computer vision monitoring, leveraging artificial intelligence. What are some of the great case studies of deployments of the Pix Force suite?
We have many, Anthony. One that I think it's very easy to understand and very practical is our oil spill monitoring system. It's called Pix Blue because we are focusing on the ocean. So basically, all the offshore drilling and platforms for oil exploration, they have a lot of sensors, a lot of ways to minimize spills, but spills can happen, you know, that's inevitable. So our idea,
even in the normal course of operations,
exactly,
a spill can happen.
What Pix Force does is to make sure we find the oil leaks whenever they happen, very fast and very accurate and automatic. All the systems that are in place nowadays, they depend on humans. They're generating data, images, and somebody has to be on the screen looking for the oil spills. With our system, we're going to send alerts in real time.
The elements to that system to detect leaks or even a catastrophic spill, what are the components of it?
We have cameras and sensors installed in the platforms and also in satellites. So we're connecting a lot of data to find these leaks, not only close to the operation, but even if the spills, they go far.
Well, sure, because I guess in water, it's immediately moving with current.
Exactly. And we also have models that detect where these spills are moving towards to. So we can follow that and make sure the response teams, they know exactly where to go.
What is the elements of the computer visioning tech then? So you're taking in images and videos from sensors and analyzing it in real time. How does that work?
We use different sensors, like I said. It's very hard to measure or to detect oil in water. When you look with our eyes, they look the same. You can't detect. So we have to use sensors that are very specific for this type of application, like UV cameras or thermal cameras or even radar. The same radar we use for cars, for traffic. With these sensors, we can detect, it's very clear when you have water and oil mixed together. And we have a software that goes through all this data. It's massive, you know, it's so much data. And we go through all of that and we detect the likelihood of having an oil leak in that specific area.
We were able to integrate with a lot of third-party sensors and cameras and systems like that. How does that work?
We are using the best sensors that are in the market. So like I said, the radar. There are companies that are specialized in this type of marine inspection, so we use those sensors. For UV, the same thing.
Now you're also deploying Pix Force, a suite of products in the energy industry.
Yes.
And you've got a great example in electrical distribution. How does that look?
It's a similar problem because the areas are massive. When you think about Brazil, we work for one company, Eletrobras is the Brazilian electric company. They have like 40,000 kilometers, like it's massive. And it's
of lines
throughout
the country.
Of transmission lines. So it's very hard to monitor, similar to the oil spill, which is also like a large area. It's the same thing here. So it's very hard for them to know when there's a defect. For example, when there's a heat spot, and this heat spot can become like a major problem, like a forest fire. So they have to make sure all these areas are being monitored, which is impossible with human beings. So we have to use technology to make sure they have all the information before something really bad happens.
So is the workflow then that once you've collected the sensor data, you've processed it, and you've been able to make a determination of, like, for example, here's a heat spot, there's potentially a problem, imminently a problem in this area, the electrical distribution company, the utility, can send a team, deal with that problem before a fire even happens?
Exactly, that's the idea, to be very fast. These companies, they are required by law, and that's important also, to do this monitoring. So they have to do that no matter what. Like they have inspections every 6 months, every year. There's a lot of patterns that have to be followed. So what we do is we follow this legislation, but we do in a much better way, much more precise, because we don't want to make a mistake in this type of cases.
Well, that would apply in the ocean example, and across actually multiple industries, there's legislation for consumer safeguards. So do you see that as a growth path for Pix Force, is implementing solutions that really automate a lot of the existing legislation and requirements?
Exactly. So That's one thing we always try to do when we go to a different business, because we work with software, right? So we go to like the electric sector, they say, oh, we know what we're doing. Okay, so we don't want to change how we do things, you know? We don't want to change how we do the monitoring. The same for oil and gas. So what we want to do, we want to understand the problem and how it's being resolved now, and bring technology to make sure it's better, faster and safer. That's basically what we do.
Well, and in general, the big companies have a big data collection platform already. They're just not able to leverage it with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because 5 years ago, it would be impossible to do the things we are doing. The clients, they had all this data, but there was no way they could process, because we didn't have the software, we didn't have the GPUs, you know, these massive computers.
Yeah, the compute cost was just too high, not available.
Exactly. So now, with like a laptop, you can process, you know, like data from a transmission line, or even the cloud, because everything's going to the cloud now. So we have unlimited computer power nowadays, which again would be impossible a few years ago.